The PlayStation 2 era was a time of innovation, with countless games shaping the future of gaming. But some titles never made it to all corners of the globe, leaving fans wondering, what happened to them? Today, we're uncovering 10 PS2 games that were either lost in time, buried by regional limits, or simply forgotten by the mainstream. Glass Rose is one of those games that makes you wonder, why didn't this leave Japan? It's a graphic adventure set in the 1920s, where you play as a journalist who mysteriously wakes up in the past. The game has you solving puzzles and unraveling a dark conspiracy, all while navigating its eerie and atmospheric world. Fans of mystery games still see this as a hidden gem, even though it never got a global release. Rule of Rose is a game that few have played but many have heard of. Released only in Europe and Japan, its disturbing story and psychological horror elements sparked controversy, leading to its extremely limited release. The game featured a young girl trapped in an orphanage where nothing was as it seemed. Its haunting narrative and obscure gameplay made it a cult classic, but the game's violent themes led to it being buried under criticism. Even now, finding a copy of Rule of Rose can be an expensive challenge.
Drive it away. The love itself is just as brief as a candle in the wind that is greedy, just like sin. Alone. But say I am a love suicide, 'cause love itself is just as brief as a candle in the wind. It is pure white, just like sea.
Busin Zero, Wizardry Alternative Neo is a dark and challenging dungeon crawler that never made it outside Japan. It takes the classic wizardry formula and adds a unique Japanese twist, creating a rich, immersive experience. With its deep strategy and intense difficulty, it's a hidden gem for RPG enthusiasts looking for a true test of skill.
Busin, Wizardry Alternative Atlas.
Hungry Ghosts is a PS2 horror game that's as unsettling as it is unique. Set in a dark spiritual realm, you explore creepy locations, solve puzzles, and face terrifying spirits. The game is steeped in Japanese folklore, giving it a distinct and haunting vibe. It's one of those titles that makes you feel like you're holding your breath the whole time. Sadly, this atmospheric gem never made it out of Japan.
あるのは死者の村、すなわち地獄。
Berserk, Millennium Falcon. Hen was an action-packed adaptation of Kentaro Miura's iconic manga, delivering fast-paced combat and a gripping story. Players controlled Guts as he carved through hordes of enemies with his signature Dragon Slayer sword. Despite its loyal representation of the source material, this PS2 exclusive was never localized outside Japan, leaving fans in other regions longing for a taste of this dark fantasy. Namco X Capcom was a tactical RPG that united fan-favorite characters from both companies in a story about parallel worlds colliding. The turn-based combat system combined strategy with dynamic action sequences, and its witty character interactions added charm. Unfortunately, the game's text-heavy nature and limited appeal outside Japan kept it from being localized, despite its potential as a crossover hit in the West.
ヒーローてんこ盛り。ナムコクロスカプコン5月26日発売。サントラ CD プレゼント。
シオン、お怪我はありませんか？
おい、渋谷は完全閉鎖地区だぞ。こんなところで何をやってる？フォンリー！
ブルース、遅いわよ。
見てみろよ、本当にモンスターだ。
Tales of Rebirth, part of the beloved Tales series, introduced unique gameplay mechanics like the three-line linear motion battle system, which added more depth to the action. Its story tackled themes of prejudice and reconciliation in a divided world. Despite its compelling narrative and fresh combat, this RPG was released exclusively in Japan, leaving international fans curious about this standout entry in the franchise. Kuon is a chilling survival horror game from Software, exclusive to Japan. Set in a world steeped in Japanese folklore, it draws you into eerie environments and a spine-tingling atmosphere. If you're a fan of classic horror, this hidden gem is definitely one to check out. Seven Samurai 20XX is a one-of-a-kind action game that fuses the timeless samurai legend with a futuristic cyberpunk twist. Exclusively released in Japan, it draws inspiration from the iconic Seven Samurai film, but reimagines the warriors as high-tech heroes battling in a dystopian future. A perfect blend of history and science fiction, making it a must-play for fans of both genres.
しんでくれますか。
Seven Samurai 20 Double X.
Front Mission 5. Scars of the War delivered a deep tactical RPG experience with a focus on mech-based warfare and a richly woven story. It was the final mainline entry of the Front Mission series for the PS2. Despite being critically acclaimed in Japan for its complex gameplay and political narrative, the game was never officially localized, leaving Western fans to rely on fan translations to experience this masterpiece.
With hydraulic steering, shifters,
おい行こうぜ。すっげえな。これがそうか。おーすっげえ。じゃあ向こうで撮ろうぜ。ウレン早く。早く。分かってるよ。よしもう一枚な。
These PS2 games were hidden gems, limited by regional releases, or overlooked by global audiences. From epic RPGs and thrilling action adventures to haunting survival horrors, these titles deserved more recognition and a chance to shine worldwide. Did we miss any of your favorites? Let us know in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe to Rotten Donut for more hidden gems, gaming history, and forgotten classics. Your next favorite story might just be waiting to be rediscovered.